Okay, I'm not used to mincing ginger. I usually just buy ground ginger, which I have. But this recipe called for minced ginger, so I just asked Alexa how to mince it. And she said, peel off the layer and then slice them in discs. Then you're supposed to take your knife and push down on each one disc, it says, and to kind of rock it while it minces. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my little, this thing here and mince it down. Since I'm going to use this for the beef that's going to go in there anyway. Now I'm going to just lightly kind of dice up or slice up, I should say, just a little bit of onion, more for the flavor than anything, because we're going to have a bunch of onion in the roasted vegetables too. But I like to cook things with onion because the flavor that you get from it is just, oh, so good. And so I'm just kind of slicing through. It's about maybe a third of an onion, just enough to add a little bit extra flavor to the broccoli beef. Now I'm going to get ready. I'm going to just tell you what I'm going to do next because I'm going to fast forward it. I'm going to take my steak here. It called for sirloin steak, and so about 3/4 of a pound to a pound. This is about 7/8 of a pound. I ordered it through Instacart because I tried to stay in as much as possible, and they had to substitute it for top round, which is okay because I'm going to pound it down a little bit, makes it tender, and it also makes it cook quicker, and I just like it that way. So I'm going to beat this down now, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I don't have a wok, but my Instant Pot, you know I really love my Instant Pot. You can turn it to saute, which I do this a lot, and it's going to heat it up really fast and get super hot. So I'm going to brown, I'm actually going to cook everything in here. It just takes a few minutes. Once this heats up, then I'm going to throw in the steak strips and the onion. And I'm going to put this with a little bit of cornstarch and salt and pepper on a plate, and then put this in it to coat it, and then it will go into here, and then it will cook for about 2 minutes, and I'll stir it around. Then I'll add the onion. So here we go. I'm going to cut the steak that I pounded into strips, into small strips. I meant to mention that too. I'm sure you probably know that, but just in case you're wondering, here it goes. Okay, now I'm going to take a plate. I'm going to take about 2 to 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, sprinkle it on a plate, along with around a teaspoon of salt and a little bit of pepper. And then I'm going to take these strips and I'm going to coat them in this. A bit of salt, and I'm just going to sprinkle a little pepper on here that I already have. Mix this all around. And then I'm just going to take all these pieces and go like this. Put these in there. Next step I'm going to do before I go any further is I need to pour the canola oil into the Instant Pot, or if you're using a wok, you will, put it in there now. And I think it's 2 tablespoons. Let me see what it says here before 2 tablespoons of it. And I'm going to put that in right now, and then I'm going to go from here. I'm getting hungry. Okay, this says hot. It is hot. So I'm going to add the cut up steak. This says not even quite a pound, but boy, it sure makes a lot. It's going to go in here for like 2 minutes. I'm going to stir it around so it gets all brown real good. And then I'm going to add the onions, and we'll go from there. Okay, now I'm going to add the onion. It's chopped up about 3/4 of a cup, it looks like. And that's a third of an onion. I'm going to stir this around so the onion gets a little tender. Be right back. Okay, I'm going to take the beef out now. Take a slotted spoon, transfer it to a bowl. Then I'm going to add a half a cup of chicken broth, and then I'm going to add the broccoli and let that cook for like 3 minutes. Okay, I just added a half a cup of the chicken broth, and this is just a low sodium one. And now I'm going to add the broccoli. It says around 2 cups of broccoli florets. This is going to cook for around 3 minutes. I put the lid on this a little bit, but not too tight because I don't want it to go to pressure. And I'm going to move this around. It says you can add also like a tablespoon of water. A little bit of water with it. So I'm going to let this kind of cook together for 3 minutes. I'll be right back. Okay, so the broccoli's been cooking actually a little over 3 minutes. Just stir it around here a little bit. And now I'm going to take a cup. I'm going to add the rest of the chicken broth, which is a half a cup, quarter cup of water, and a quarter cup of low sodium soy sauce, and along with a half a tablespoon of cornstarch. And I'm going to mix this together, and I'm going to pour it into there. And then I'll be adding the other spices. I'll be right back. Almost done. Okay, before I add the water, I'm going to add the rest of my spices. I've got 2 tablespoons of fresh minced ginger, 2 teaspoons of minced garlic, a quarter of a teaspoon of red pepper flakes, and then I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt. So that's the seasoning. So I'm going to mix this all around. I was about to do that a second ago. Now I'm going to add the broth, chicken broth, soy sauce, the water, and the cornstarch with this. Mix this all together and I'll be right back. Also, the recipe didn't call for water chestnuts, but whenever I have Chinese food or make Chinese food, I love water chestnuts. I think that's what really makes it a very authentic, and I like the crunch of it. So I'm adding about half a cup of sliced up water chestnuts to it. Okay, this is going to cook actually for about a minute till it starts to thicken up a little bit, and then I'm going to add the beef to it, and then let it cook for like another minute, and then it's going to be done. Okay, it's all done. It looks so good. And just wanted to spoon some of it out in the bowl first, just so you can see what it looks like, because it made a lot, and it smells wonderful in here. It's got a nice little sauce with it. Everything's nice and tender, but also crunchy. So this is what we're having for dinner, and I'm going to spoon this all up. I'll be right back. Okay, it's all done. The broccoli beef. It says each serving is 1.5 cups. There's 4 servings in this bowl, and so 1.5 cups is only 3 WW points. So if my husband and I split this, it's only going to be 6 points for our dinner, because the roasted veggies that we're going to have along with it are 0. So not a bad idea to have a nice healthy dinner like this and keeping the points low. That's how I've lost almost 80 pounds, and keeping it off, but making the right decisions every day is so important to my health. And I hope you have a wonderful day. If you like my recipe, you can find it on my website at amazinghealthyrecipe.com. That's amazinghealthyrecipe.com. You can find the PDF to print it. You can find all my recipes there and all my videos also. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel and tell others. And you have a wonderful and a blessed day, and stay healthy. God bless you all. Bye-bye.